growing concerns over our nation's food supply, with meatpacking plants shut down all over the country as workers fall ill and major fast food chains facing never-before-seen challenges. Joining us now from Chicago is Kempczinski, the CEO of McDonald's, which serves 65 million people a day worldwide pre-pandemic. And Chris, thank you so much for joining us. I want to start out by asking about those two employees who were shot yesterday at a McDonald's in Oklahoma City by customers who were upset that the social distancing rules were in effect. So how are those employees doing, and does this give you any pause in keeping your stores open?
Oh, good morning, Michael, and thanks for having me on. The good news I can report is that the two employees who were involved in that incident are okay, and they're going to have a full recovery. Obviously, it's a heinous crime, particularly because these two people were trying to really support public health. I think, what you're seeing in this situation is really what you're seeing in a variety of situations across the country, which is this tension about opening and people's concern about it. But there's absolutely no excuse for violence, particularly gun violence. So I'm just happy that our people are going to be okay.
I agree with you, and we wish them a full recovery. A lot has been made about the meat supply shortage. We know Wendy's, there were some reports that some Wendy's locations have run out of burgers. Do you anticipate McDonald's having a similar issue?
We've got an amazing group of suppliers, an amazing supply chain team. For us, really what's been incredible is just through this entire pandemic, we haven't had a supply chain break anywhere in all 40,000 restaurants around the globe. That said, in the U.S. and North America, we're watching very closely this meat supply issue. It's particularly an issue with beef. Right now, we feel good about our situation, but it really is a day-to-day status, and we're monitoring it. But again, we feel pretty good about where we're at right now.
And virtually all of your restaurants in the U.S. have remained open throughout this crisis. So what are you doing to protect your workers and also your customers?
Yep. So for us, keeping the crew, keeping customers safe is really the most important thing. Without that, nothing else really matters, to be quite honest. And so in the case of our crew, we're doing a variety of things. We've put in place over 50 new procedures into our restaurants in the U.S. And it's everything from social distancing, how we sanitize the restaurant, protective barriers, gloves, masks. We've brought in the U.S. alone 100 million masks for our crew. So a variety of things that we're doing there. In the case of the customers, most of our business now is happening through the drive-through, which kind of has a natural built-in social distancing element to it. And I think for us, McDonald's has always been about hygiene. It's been about safety. It's sort of what we're built on. And so we've got 65 years of experience on this. Certainly, we've never had a test like this one, but it's just been great to see how we're sharing learnings and best practices across the globe, because we're all going through this for the first time.
When this is all over, we're sure that fast food restaurants are going to look very different. Your restaurant in the Netherlands, they've made some changes. What did they do there, and what are some of the other changes that we can see?
Yeah, so what you're seeing in the Netherlands and elsewhere is all of us trying to anticipate on all of our restaurants, trying to anticipate, how do we ensure the customer safety, ensure the crew's safety once things get back to kind of be fully open. And so part of what we were experimenting with in the Netherlands is, do we limit, for example, the number of people that can be in the dining room? Do we create separation between tables in the dining room? If somebody is coming and having their food delivered to them in the restaurant, do we have a cart that maybe they take the food off of so that there's no human contact? So a variety of different things. I think the thing you're seeing in the Netherlands, and we're doing it really in restaurants around the globe, is McDonald's is really good at innovating. And this is an innovation problem as much as a public health problem. So we're going to find solutions to this to ensure we can both serve our customers, but also make sure we're doing it safely.
Absolutely. And McDonald's is saying thank you to those frontline workers by distributing free meals to them. And that program had ended yesterday. So what else are you guys doing to support our first responders?
we had an incredible response to our thank you meal program. We ended up giving over 2 weeks, the 2 weeks that the program ran, we ended up giving away 10 million free meals to first responders. Now that will continue on a local basis in some restaurants. That will really be up to our local franchisees whether to continue it. But I think a big thing that I hear from first responders, and I get emails almost every day, is about us being open. And when you're a frontline worker, when you're an essential worker, you're out there, just to be able to come into our restaurant, go through the drive-through, be able to get a meal on your way to or from work. I mean, that's been a huge help to first responders. And we're going to continue to find ways like the Thank You Meal program to just step up and do a little extra thanks as well.
Does a little gives everybody a little normalcy. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And thank you for what you and McDonald's are doing for the first responders out there. Amy?
That McDonald's drive-thru, big source of joy in my household.
Long lines.
Anything but mom's cooking. All right.